Are those antennas long enough, or do you want that, or should I get the 15.6? The whip antennas?
No.
No, okay,
Shortest antenna you can get
okay,
for the handhelds,
okay.
yes. The base radios, that's kind of the opposite.
All right. You have 5:30, Mel?
Yep.
Good evening, everybody. It is 5:30, and we will call to order the meeting of the Choteau City Council for 15 March. Those present at City Hall will stand and do the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United
United States of America and to the republic for which it
stands
one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty for all.
First of all, I would like to apologize for saying we're going to go by Zoom only. I was technically to be on the road today, but my clients called and said that it was very snowy, raining, and very icy over in Southwest Montana, and to stay home for a while. So I did. So out tonight in Zoom land is Councilman Doyakos, Councilman Kokoli, Jen Asselstein from Kappa, Chamber, everything all around gal, Sean McGuire, and Clerk Tom Fraunfelter, Deputy Clerk Tom Fraunfelter. At City Hall is myself, and Tom is actually here. It's his computer that shows to be up online. Councilman Howard and Mel from the Acantha, and we are expecting Councilman Murja to join us here momentarily. He had to work till 5:30 and was heading over from the bank. We do have a quorum, so we are underway. First thing on the agenda tonight would be the approval of the minutes from City Council meeting of 1 March. I have a motion from Councilman Howard,
Second.
a second from Councilman D. Any changes or corrections for the minutes? Hearing none. Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We will approve the minutes as presented. Anyone heading out of state? Sarah C., you're not going anywhere till, nope. Steve?
I don't think so.
Okay, I know I'm not. Steve D?
Not until June.
Okie dokie. There's no place like home, people.
Mhm.
So our first item on the agenda tonight for action is vote on resolution number 881. And this is to authorize the city of Choteau to submit the CDBG grant applications for the process to begin for the housing project that Kappa is leading. Nothing out of the ordinary, nothing but required by the entities that are doing this, who provide the money that we do this so that we can have it tracked through the city.
I move approval of resolution 881.
I'll second.
I have a motion from Council D and a motion second from Councilwoman Kokoli. Mel, do you have any questions on this one?
No.
Jen Asselstein, I know you're out there. I hope you don't have any questions, but I'm going to ask you anyways if you do.
No questions, just excited to have this completed tonight so it can be turned in tomorrow.
Yes, and I will have it signed and ready to go for you first thing in the morning.
Excellent. Thank you all for your work.
Yep.
Well, and a
It saved me-
big kudos to you, Jen, on
Yes.
the undertaking. I know it wasn't an easy thing to deal with those of us who are putting input into it and getting all the questions answered from all the different entities. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Yes, thank you. And I'm glad I didn't have to go, because otherwise I would have been turning around and coming all the way back to sign this tonight after, or tomorrow morning after we got it approved. So
Thanks.
those in favor of resolution 881,
Aye.
Aye.
any opposed? It is passed. I'll have a wait for you, Joe, to have it for us first thing in the morning.
Thank you.
I may sign it this evening if you want it tonight and have Tom attest it.
Okay. Tomorrow, first thing tomorrow is fine.
Okay.
Thanks.
Next item tonight is vote on resolution 882, and this is to establish a threshold for our capitalizing leases. This is something that is required under the Government Accounting Standards Board, which is better known as GASB. We're required to do it for our capital improvements and other programs like that. And this is just a new addition that we have to add in going on with the capitalizing leases and stuff. So again, nothing out of the ordinary. It's something we put in place to help us have money set aside for lease equipment and things like that down the road.
I move approval of resolution 882.
Second.
I have a motion from Councilman D and a second from Councilman Howard. Questions out there, anyone? Mel?
I do have a question.
Go, Councilman D.
Will this have any effect on our leases for land like the rodeo grounds, country club, potentially in the future, like the dog park, stuff like that, the visitor center with the chamber?
As far as I know, it does not, but I will do some more asking. Is we're gonna have auditors in next week and I will ask them about that. But
Okay.
the way I understand it is it does not. It's just more of a bookkeeping thing on the backside that we can have it in place to put money into to fund things.
Okay, thank you very much.
Any other questions? Those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Nope. We'll move into our reports quick like.
Point of order, Mr. Mayor.
Yes,
We
Councilman
do
D.
have claims on the agenda.
Oh, yes, we do have claims on the agenda. My bad. Thank you, sir.
Mhm.
Next item would be our claims.
I move approval of the claims.
Councilman Howard beat you to it, Councilman
I'll
D.
second it then.
All right. Councilman Howard with the motion, Councilman D, the second. There's nothing unusual in the bills, outstanding, huge, so. Any other questions? Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We will pay the bills and keep the lights on. Light reports, law enforcement. You can see the month of February, 28 days, traffic stops, 4 citations, 1 out of county warrant arrest, 50 calls in Choteau, including the above. So it was a quieter month. Now I will tell you that the month of March will show more on it because we've had numerous dog complaints and I know that there were citations have been issued. And the only reason I know that is I got phone calls about it. So I know that they were done.
Mr. Mayor, can you remind folks and council of like what the procedure is for filing dog complaints, just briefly?
The best thing to do for a dog complaint is come in and there is a form. You can come in and pick up a form and fill it out. You can ask and we'll send you one by email. I'll bring you one. But without a form, without a signed complaint, it's really not a complaint. It's more of a anonymous gripe.
A gripe, yeah.
Yeah, and if you want us to be able to take action and action moves at a very slow pace, we have to have those paperwork, those complaints signed and on file. And you have to be willing as a complainant, if it goes to court, to go to court and testify as a witness. So
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
it's becoming more and more prevalent that people are willing to do it because they are getting tired of certain animals throughout the community. Our city judge, Judge Rasmussen, you can see his case is pretty well matched up with what was on the police docket. Strange, I know.
What interfere with backing? Any idea?
I have no idea, but I bet you I'm going to find out tomorrow, Councilman Deeks. I saw that this afternoon. I'm like, I'm going to have to find out what interfering with backing is. So if I can track down one of the deputies, I'll ask him. We do not have a public works report this month because Mike and those guys have been busy chasing water. And we are making progress. They're going to have some new water lines put in, wrapped up by the end of the week over by City Park to the pavilion, to the baseball fields and
Weather beater.
weather beater. And there'll be new curb stops put in so we can shut things off and isolate things differently than having to shut everything off. So,
And deep enough they won't freeze.
yes, as Councilman Howard says, deep enough that they won't freeze. And I want to thank the guys at Three Rivers for coming up and helping us out. Finance, Jody and Tom are buried getting ready for auditors. And next week we have auditors in. And is it next week, Tom? Yep. So we'll have Strom and Associates will be here to go through our audit. So they're busy compiling stuff for that.
So give Jody and Tom some leeway when you're coming in the office for the next couple of weeks.
And to be honest with you, we did hire a new, I shouldn't say we, Jody hired a new employee for her department and she is going to start tomorrow. So we'd like to welcome Shauna Jamison to the City of Choteau family.
Awesome.
And it's like the firm now there, Miss Jamison, nobody leaves the firm.
What's her title, Mr. Mayor?
Utility billing clerk.
Utility billing clerk. Thank you.
Thank you.
And her email will be sjamison@choteumt.org. Okay. Zoning and permits, Tom, anything for us?
So I've had nothing for January or February, as far as no
Yep.
report that's usually back. But
We got a couple
there's a
today.
new one I just processed for Teton Peaks Assisted Living to renovate the second part of that building. Started out.
I would venture to guess as weather warms and things start going, people will be in. We've had telephone calls about fences and permits, what's required to do fencing and things like that. So it's stepping up and it's nice to see that people are actually reaching out and asking for permission rather than begging for forgiveness. So know that. Councilman Howard, what's happening in your neck of the woods? Fire department wise.
I don't know. We've been doing a lot of training, kind of modernizing our training, so to speak. So working on steel door, locked steel door entries. So now we are all certified criminals. We can break into anything.
And no one will know you're doing it either, right?
Still working on our new trucks, gearing them all up. They're pretty much ready to go. The extrication truck will be our next truck we start working.
Did I
on.
see the new one go out today?
No, we took 611.
Oh, the 611 went up. Okay.
Because it's full of cribbing. We weren't,
Oh,
we
I
had
didn't know
no
what you-
details of what we were going
Okay.
after, so we rolled the big truck because it had a lot of,
I was coming down Airport Hill and I
10%.
saw it and I couldn't tell which truck it was. That's all.
the initial call was such that we kind of had to take that one. So,
Gotcha.
and that,
Councilman Merge is in the building.
I do have an offer on my house, and the house I was going to buy has sold. So I'm up in the air right now. What's going to happen?
Oh, I know a guy who's got some rental buildings right over there that might,
Kick somebody out?
kick somebody out, move into, stay within his own district, his own ward. Councilman D, let's go to you and we'll. swing
All
back
right.
across town.
It's a busy couple of weeks in Choteau from the chamber's perspective. Thursday, of course, is St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day to all my fellow Irish people of Irish heritage. That is also I think it's 102nd anniversary of the Choteau Legion, and chamber after hours at 4:30 over at Opportunity Bank. They've asked that you stop by 4:30 to 6:30 and then head over to the Legion for corned beef sandwiches. Friday is the Education Foundation trivia night. Saturday is, and I don't want to take away from Councilwoman Kokoli, but it's the Seroptimus Spring Fling. And then next week is the Wild Wings Festival starting Friday evening through Sunday. I've been getting reports that we are seeing an uptick finally of geese and swans and other birds out on freeze out. Just as a general reminder for folks who might be listening in who want to go observe, please use the pullouts along freeze out. The FWP does a nice job of clearing those out and making them available to birders and tourists who want to check it out. Stay off the highway, stay off the shoulder, the lack of shoulders on the highway over there, please, for everyone's safety. And I hope everyone has a good time with that.
I can say that there's a great deal of pintails running around, working their way back. I've seen just very few snow geese, under 100 was the group that I saw when I was out there the other day. Luckily right now it's dry enough. If we get some moisture and people start heading out east to the lake, they could have some fun. And now that we don't have a tow truck operator in our community, it could be a wait.
Yeah.
So I would tell them to be careful when they're out tooling around.
Use the pullouts.
Yeah, use the pullouts. So,
Exactly.
anything else for us? Oh, by the way, the Antler Bar will have corned beef as well on Thursday.
Oh, perfect.
I saw that out there today.
That's all I've got.
Yep. Councilwoman Kokoli, how's your neighborhood?
It's quiet, little windy, but good.
I see you snuck a black cow in and I thought it was one of your calves, but it's not.
It's a Peebles runt.
Yes. Any other complaints, words, comments?
Nope, just another reminder about our Shows for Optimus Spring Fling on Saturday. We have a good speaker on tap this year talking about traumatic loss and grief. And she is a Augusta native and very highly revered in her field. So we're looking forward to that. Stay shop in from 11 to 2 on Saturday.
Perfect. I know Tammy's going to that. I see she was got an invite, so she was going to that. Councilman Merja.
Nothing really new, although, Steve, there's one thing you missed for next weekend is the weather beater.
Oh, yes, next Saturday night.
Yep, next Saturday night's the weather beater. Other than that, just a reminder that as the weather warms up, the animals are coming out.
Yep.
I haven't seen any yet, but a couple of the neighbors said that one of our local bears is,
Back.
she's around. So we need to be careful and be aware. And other than that,
Mhm.
I got nothing.
Okay. From City Hall, the mayor's forum went very well. I finished up my Montana municipal. What did I finish, Tom? What was my principles of principles of municipal government? I finished that class and got my little certificate. Kind of enjoyed that. That was an interesting class. I am off tomorrow night. Spend the night in Helena, and then I have a meeting at Leagues of Cities and Town Board meeting on Thursday. I'll be back Thursday evening. Friday night, I will be at the Choteau Trivia, being the MC again, helping those guys out. A lot of dog complaints have come in, but like I said earlier, we have issued citations. I've talked to Jen and they're done.
Mr. Mayor, could you talk a little bit about animals in the city outside of dogs, just briefly?
Yes, I will. When it comes to the animals within the city limits, there's dogs and cats are the ones most permanently people know about, and we ask that are licensed. But within the city limits, every animal except for swine, not pigs, because
Pigs for butcher.
yeah, pigs for butcher would be excluded because someone could have a potbelly emotional support animal. So, but cows, chickens, horses, goats, llamas, sheep are all allowed under current city ordinance. So all we ask is that if they have a larger animal, that they keep, do the best they can to keep the smell down, make sure it's not a safety hazard.
Along with that clause is a nuisance.
Yes, there is a nuisance clause in there.
Includes noise, smell.
Yep. Noise,
Sanitation.
smell, yep, sanitation, things like that.
Trespassing or running amok of the animal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So if we can all keep our dogs, cats, cows, kids under control, our community is a better place, no doubt about it. We did make it through. We had some interesting ice buildup on Spring Creek last week. It was ice broke up loose up above and came down and backed up down there by the weather beater, and then it broke free and then it backed up again up by Corleans through the park and that, but we had no reports of water issues in anybody's basements, which made it very, very nice. The sunshine works better to melt the ice than anything. You could see the water was flowing underneath the water or underneath the ice at times. So I was out a couple times late at night checking on it, but we didn't have any issues. As I mentioned, Shauna Jamison will be joining us tomorrow to fill out our roster here at City Hall. The next thing that I think we're going to do once we get through audits is start looking at our zoning. So I want you guys, yeah, Tom's making an ugly face, but I need you guys as council people to start wrapping your brain around zoning, what we need, what we don't need more than anything, how we could kind of streamline this and go from there. We've been made aware of some development coming to Choteau, to the city within city limits, that within the next 45 days or so, we expect that to get underway. And as I know more about how that's going to play out, I'll get it out to you guys and to the public. Spring sports are underway for the school. Yesterday was the start of track, baseball, or track
track, tennis, and
Golf, yeah, and softball,
And softball.
yeah, spring sports that way.
Are we having the Acantha Invitational?
Totally depends on the weather and school. I have nothing to do with that. I just pay for the turkeys. That's all we do.
I thought I'd just plug you there, Mills.
Okay, other than that, you guys, I really don't have anything else for you because I plan on being on the road tonight and planned on having a short meeting, so. Mel, you got anything for the good of the order tonight? No? Okay, so technically, you guys, we are good until 5 April. And I may reach out to you guys because I may have to go on the road that night to make up for tonight not being home. So if there's nothing else, Jen will have your paperwork for you in the morning. And otherwise, folks, if you need us, call us, reach out 24/7. We're here to help.
I did think of one more
Councilman-
thing. It's kind of
Go ahead, Councilman
relatively important. Chamber of Commerce is looking for a person or organization to take on the steak fry on the 4th of July. We have a whole pamphlet of everything that you need to do to make it work, and everything you need everyone you need to talk to and everything like that. And we'd gladly provide some guidance to whoever wants to take that on. But we do not currently
I'm not
have someone.
volunteering.
I saw his hand up. Jen, write it down.
Yeah.
No. I did have somebody, Steve, ask what that entails. So maybe just email me like a job description. So
Yep,
that when
we can do that,
people
definitely.
ask-
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
And last but not least, Sean Sweetgrass McGuire.
Hello, I'll make it quick, everyone. Thanks as always for your time. And the big updates I have are for business trainings. We were originally going to go March 8th in Conrad. We bumped that up to the 28th due to unexpected circumstances. Highly recommend K-Rose Consulting, and that information is on our website, and as well as the 31st in Shelby. I'm going to go ahead and say there is a QuickBooks training that I've mentioned at the Choteau Chamber. June 2nd is looking really, really, really likely. So I'm going to go ahead and take the risk of mentioning it while we're broadcasting, and we'll have more details on that out ASAP. And that's
Okay.
about all I've got for the moment.
Thank you, Sean.
Thanks, Sean.
Made it through candidates. All the candidate filings are closed for this election. Our primary is June 7th, I believe. So, all
We
right.
still have to have a primary. Thought everything was nonpartisan now.
No, we've got countywide and statewide elections. So they.
And if it's over 3 for the county, you still got to have a
Yeah.
primary.
True story.
Actually, if it's over 2.
Oh,
Or,
Three.
yeah. Oh, fair
Three or
enough.
more.
2 or 2
Okay.
or more. Yeah.
So
and we have 4 running for
county commissioner, yeah. So,
I've tested up the primary and general.
Well, and I heard get your Acantha because there's a lot to read this week. It's pretty thick.
It's very good.
I'm gonna have to go across the street and get my Cantha.
Yeah.
All right. Good night, everybody. Thank you, Shoto. We'll be in touch.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.